The first guest I want to bring on is a friend of mine that we haven't done this before, but she's got a new book out that I want to talk to her about. Please welcome Mandee Johnson. Mandee. And she's on just like that. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
For people who don't know you, you're a successful comedy producer in Los Angeles. You host really one of the best indie shows that there is, or just show period. And you've recently put out a book called Super Serious, an oral history of Los Angeles independent stand-up comedy. Here's the book right here. And you sort of capture this time in LA stand-up in the indie scene from your show mixed with portraits. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you did great.
Sounds like a thing.
You did great. Yeah.
Very upset I didn't book the cover.
The publishers picked the cover, truly.
Yeah.
They sent me a handful, and that one just felt fitting. It was very silly.
Was it something that you always wanted to do, is to put out a book, or was it just like, well, I have all this stuff and I mean, this has to go somewhere?
I mean, I think every photographer on some level always wants to put out a book. Eventually, the portrait series definitely didn't start out to be a book. It didn't start out to be as big as it is now. But as it kind of grew bigger and bigger around like year 6 of the show, people started asking me if I was going to do a book. And then it kind of took another couple years to find a book agent and sell it and do all the things. So.
I definitely did not know it was going to be a book. Had I known it would been a book, I probably would have chose a different face. Because you would tell people to do one of two things before the show would start. You'd be like, hey, take a silly one, and then we'll do a serious one to go along with the show that you also super serious. So there's some great photos in here. There's some beloved people in here. Our own Conan O'Brien makes an appearance in the book.
He does.
It's very studious, very fun. Nicole Byer, great friend. People have some very funny, whimsical shots here. Look at this. Even Anthony Jeselnik is showing off his slapstick.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get to the sad white man page that I find myself on. My Depression era photo.
You're being very serious. You're taking the serious prompt seriously, Moses, and I appreciate that.
Took it very serious. My whole family just died of cholera in the famine. Even Matt Bronner, known goof.
Yeah, you guys are buttoned up and serious. You're doing it correct. Yeah, I think you nailed it.
I feel great. Even known curmudgeon, Neil Brennan, looks a little bit happier than me.
Yeah, he turned those slightly. You guys did a nice proper head on, and yeah, I like it.
Took the note too well. It's really cool because what I really liked about the book, I mean, part of it is like you're nostalgic just to see your friends in comedy because we're all locked down right now. But there's great interviews in here. A lot of comedians that people would know are in this book. And it's really cool for us to have because it's the closest thing that we have to a yearbook.
Yeah, it's very fun. I mean, I didn't think we were going to be in a pandemic when we scheduled the time the book was going to come out. We were trying to time it closer just to the 10 year of the show, which didn't happen because of the pandemic. But
yeah,
it's been nice, I think, to have it during this time where we all can't be together and we could have a little bit of pre-pandemic comedy, memorialized in history forever. So that's
fun. So, a little sad way to put it, but but yeah, I get it. It was really nice to read through it and to see friends in the book and just kind of remind of us this time that we really love and that, hey, it's still out there eventually. So it did make it a little easier that one day in quarantine. Like, oh yeah, these are all the people in here. Was there any interview in the book that surprised you of someone that maybe do the show that you didn't think was going to do the show or talk to you for the book?
No, I think pretty much everyone did chat with me. I really loved Karen Kilgariff's interview. I thought her interview was really great because I think her time kind of in and out of the scene when she took a break when she was for work stuff, she has a different perspective on the value of it. I also think that kind of having the range of veteran comedians like Andy Kindler and Karen who've been around since the 80s to younger comics like you were interviewed for the book, who've been around LA for less time than that, kind of it's a nice to show like the expansiveness of the scene and how it kind of like ebbs and flows to fit however many comedians need it to fit. And it kind of morphs around what comedy needs. So it was an interesting thing to learn about as I interviewed people.
It's really cool. And I would highly recommend the book, not just because I'm in it, in that it does exactly what you said, and that it mixes those two things, where it's seasoned comics with very new people. It's the same thing you did with your live shows, where I could go up with people that I grew up watching and have to follow them. And it's the same thing with the book, of people that are, just new to comedy, like, we're in a book now. I'm technically a comedian.
Yeah, it's the best representation of independent comedy is that in big cities where those comedians live, everybody still has to work on material. And the best place to do it a lot of times is independent shows, because there's just more of them than the clubs. And those audiences are more patient because they pay less money and more into seeing the process a lot of times. So
that's great. You think you captured a really great thing in the book.
Yeah.
Super serious, an oral history of Los Angeles independent comedy. Mandee, thank you so much for being here and for making us a yearbook officially.
Thanks for having me, Moses. It's good to see you.
Thanks, Mandee. Bye.
Bye.
That's Mandee Johnson. Grab the book.